Good.
This is Zakk from Team Blackjack. We're back at it again with another BA deck profile because the last one was terrible. So I made a new one, plus Snows-Band, rest in pieces. So for the lineup of BAs, we're just playing 2 Farfa, Alec, Barbar, Calcab, Seer, Graf, Livik, Skarm. This is actually the build I played at the Indy Regional. I took 43rd because I'm an idiot and lost against every trap deck because I don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Haha, spoiler, I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I just don't know how to rivalry chain summon limit. That combo is pretty spicy.
We're actually signing those in now. Wow.
Yeah, so in future, I actually plan on probably just cutting Farfa to 1 and maybe Calcab altogether and just playing less BAs. I played 42 cards and I still opened like 3 or 4 BAs in some hands and I got mad. I don't want to cut like most of them. I'll probably do a attack deck profile if we do well at the Switch tournament during the weekend. Then I played the honorary Burning Abyss monsters, the second best normal summon in the deck, the best normal summon in the deck, and one of the best extenders. Because he also puts back you like 12 garnets. 3 Gallus. I did not win in time because of this card, unfortunately. But I play the Orcust combo, so just literally summoning this guy, if he mills any monster, makes just making the link 2 game. You don't even have to add an extra monster to it to get it from 77 to game. And then, obviously, 3 of each of the level 3 dangers. These cards are insane. And I also played 3 Nessie, because this card is just another guaranteed monster. The fact that it's level 7 comes up with Gallus, and it just is a monster. That's really it. This is a monster mash deck. Just cut Sekka's Light, play 40 extenders. Who needs Pot of Greed? JK, that'd be a bad idea. And then I played 3-2. This just comes up as if you don't kill them, you end with another one of these in your hand, so it guarantees another 2 monsters on your follow-up turn. And also just like milling one of these is just like if you mill just your 1 black dragon, your white dragon essentially does nothing. Also, Dante's a white, and don't be afraid to banish him off of that, because he's worthless after a while. This
It's
engine...
just not really BA anymore.
Yeah, I originally didn't like this engine, because I felt like this is just a garnet that if you milled it, you lost. If you drew it, you had to have Sekka's Light or Gem Sabers to put it back. But now that the deck can only go second, it just needs as many cards to push through boards as possible, because the Danger Thunder Dragon deck puts up, 2 negates, loops 2 cards out of your hand. Like, you just need as many 1-card games as possible. And then this makes any 2 monsters into 7,700 damage. And that's if they control a monster, they're dead. They lock you into darks, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. Like, because the combo, if you have Rhino plus any BA, you can make, or Rhino plus any level 3 extender, sorry, you make the Dante first, then you do the Graf Seer into a Link 2, summon back the Dante, add back the Seer, and then you can just pitch the Seer to summon Beatrice under Mermaid after you summon the Nightmare, but before you used its effect. And obviously, 3 Pot of Greed. Also, before I forget, most of these, like, this is fine to draw, this is fine to draw. It doesn't make the full combo, but it allows you to just put monsters on board. This card and this card are awful to draw alone. Like, you have to have another Orcust to make... you need another Orcust in the grave, or another Orcust you can just activate the effect of to make these fine to draw. So these are the real garnets. If I wasn't already playing 42, I might consider a second Nightmare Orcust, but it's not necessary, so... And then a whole bunch of tokens for the Mare. 2 Dantes. If you need a 3rd, you lose. I'll stand by that to the end of the day. Beatrice. Big Dante. This came up a couple times, but he is the most cuttable card in the extra deck. I'm greedy and crash Beatrice a lot. Sometimes, like, I was just crashing with, like... I would, like, give her the boost off the Nightmare, and, like, I could either... I crashed into, like, a Cyber Dragon monster that I knew was going to buff with Zeger, because I knew it wasn't game, and then I got this. And this is only untargetable by your opponent, so you can still Boral Sword it into defense to kill them. it came up in niche situations like that. Oh, also a Necros player destroyed the Beatrice because he thought he could just Brio bounce this, and he wouldn't have to risk me having a Beatrice again. But
He learned the hard way.
yeah, he didn't know it was untargetable. Yazi and Linkrigo for the Destrudo. Mermaid for the Orcust combo. Just a generic Link 2. This will become Reproductus in the future. There was a couple games where if I just had Reproductus, I could have put game on board. Cerberus. It's just a good way of outing cards. Phoenix, amazing. I wish there was one for 2. You might cut Cerberus. I felt like Cerberus came up quite a bit. Because also, like, it can, like, force raid tag outs. If you've Aleked a Thunder Dragon Fusion in the main monster zone, you can destroy it off that. Just, like, niche things like that. Unicorn, amazing card. This card didn't come up at all. Even against the trap decks, I was usually in a position where I couldn't make this and trigger its effect, unfortunately. It's still amazing. The fact that Mirror can just out every trap card on the field, or a spell or anything, just clear the board after you kaiju them, and then like, you can just go into the Orcust plays possibly after that by linking this in the Mirror away. It's just insane. Summon Sork. It's part of the Orcust combo. Oral Sword for the deck. That's its win condition. I do have a side deck.
Oh.
This is going to change quite a lot. Danko. It's great in theory, but
Not in practice.
It was awful. This deck just has so many normal summons that like are just game. It's like this isn't game. Like you need this plus 2 extenders for game, which isn't like hard to draw, but it's just like every time I drew this, it either didn't matter, or it's just like I drew another normal summon. There's 4 normal summons in the main deck, and it's just, I don't know. I just didn't like the increased number of normal summons. I kept drawing that, and then like Rhino. And it's like if I just summoned the Rhino, I could probably have gamed them.
Okay.
Kaiju lineup.
package.
This is
It's
actually
a lot of
change.
kaijus.
This is going to change a lot. So first off, I forgot the Orcust for machines. This should have been Jizukiru, because you could just give them Jizukiru and summon Sorkit to bring out the Orcust monsters. Same for this. It's a Fiend. I don't know why I thought it was a Warrior, but it's a Fiend. But yeah, you can summon Sorkit, bring out any of the BAs or Edgem Sabers or Rhino. This it's the smallest kaiju, but you can also just summon Sorkit to bring out Nessie.
Nice.
So in reality, I should probably be playing like 1 of this, 2 of this, and 2 Jizukiru, or like 3 of this, 1 Jizukiru, or like 2 Gammas. Like it should have been a ratio between Radians, Jizukirus, and then like maybe Gammacy.
Just because he's the smallest.
Yeah. Dogron's effect almost came up against a Crusadia Guard Dragon player.
He's serious.
He
He
was playing the
destroys,
kaiju,
right? Dogran?
Yeah, he was playing the Kaiju variant. I forget, he like passed on like 4 counters instead of 5, but didn't add up to where I could bait 2 negates and then just blow his field with this. It was very sad. And 1 card destruction to help you draw into these. Evenly matched is really good this format, but the deck's win condition is literally just Boral Sword. Like you can grind with other decks, like it's BA, but I'm playing the deck so aggressively with so many combo cards just to get to the Boral Sword. I'd rather just have a way of stopping traps instead of just clearing the board, because without snow, you can't make a good board going first unless you play like unless you play like more bricky cards like the Black Dragons and the Gigantuses and stuff. To like actually try to set up something. But yeah, that's the profile from Indy. Probably in a week or 2, expect either an updated BA list or a attack deck. This obviously was heavily inspired by the attack deck. But also, there's a 1 card Dante in this. I'll play around with it to see if it's worth playing. Other than that, it's Team Blackjack. Zakk signing out. Unlock the Shock. I would make him a BA if I could. Goodbye.